Okay, so this is our first lesson. We're going to talk about points using GeoGebra. So again, this is our basics. So the first thing I want to do now that I'm in GeoGebra, I want to center this coordinate axes here. So I'm going to click right here on the Move Graph View. And I'm just going to drag this so it's a little more centered. Yeah, it's just my preference. Now I'm going to go right here in this little triangle next to graphics. I'm going to click that and I'm going to turn on the grid. It's just going to help us see how points are placed. You can turn this on or off. Now I'm going to go over here to point and I'm going to click in this corner and you see there are several options here. And we're going to start with just point. Again, it's the basics. So I'm going to create a point. I'm going to create a point right here at +3 on the y-axis and -4 on the x-axis. Click there and it creates a point. And you see right here it gives a point a name, A. It's going to use capital letters for the points. And here are the coordinates. This tells us where it is located on this coordinate grid so it can be found. Now I have this one point here. I'm going to go over here and click the move button. And what I can do in GeoGebra, everything's an object. And you can move some objects and other objects you can lock so they can't move. But with this point, I can move it around. So if I wanted it to be here at +3 on the y-axis and -3 on the x-axis, I can. And it changes the coordinates by moving it around. Also, this point is selected. Now, you'll notice when I went to the point, this menu here changed. This menu changes depending upon what you have selected. So, since I have points here, I can do several things now that I've selected this point. I can change its color. So I can make it red, green. I'm going to go back to blue. I like blue. I can also change the type of marking we use for the point. If I wanted to use an X, I can do that. And what I'll do is click off of it so it's a little easier to see. It's not highlighted. So I can use X if I want to. I'm going to go back and select the point. If I want to use a hollowed out symbol, I can use that or a plus sign. I'm going to go back to the standard point. You can also change the size of the identification. So you can make it smaller or I can make it larger. I'm going to go back to the default. And we can decide what we want to do with the name or value. So right now, you see on this point, it shows the name A. I can click here and it shows not only the name, but what the coordinates of that point is or what the value is. I could also just show the value. And it gives an option to show a caption. Right now, nothing appears because we haven't set up a caption. We're going to do that in a moment. Or I can hide everything. So let's go back to the default name. One other thing I can do from this menu, toolbar rather, what I can do here is I can lock it. Now, I can't move this point anymore. I can try as I might, the point is locked. Okay, so I'm going to select it again. I'm going to unlock it. Now, those things we just did here with the toolbar and the options here, if I right click here, then I get several options. I could show the object, which in this case is a point, show the label, I could rename it, delete it, and I can get into the object properties. So all of those things we just changed, like color, style, you can do from here also. And you can input a caption. So let's say home plate. And I'm just going to close this. And we're going to do it from here. Put the caption and it shows home plate. Go back to the name. So you have that. So the great thing about GeoGebra, you have produce the graphics here. or the geometry here, and it shows you the algebra that's associated with it. So I'm going to create a couple of more points just so you can see it being done. And now we have 3 different points in 3 different areas of this coordinate grid, and it shows you the coordinates of those points. So that's the basics. Again, just points, how points work, and it's the basic object of GeoGebra. And we're going to move on and look at lines and line segments and polygons and other things in the next videos. So what I'd like you to do is go view the next video, and let's move forward. Thank you.